Hello again, everyone. Nice to see you back. Last episode went pretty terribly, I'm going to admit. We made some bad decisions that led to a guy almost being murdered. We then failed to stop another guy from jumping to his death. But on the bright side, we got promoted to servant. Or maybe that's a downside, depending on how you look at it. Here's hoping we do better this time with whatever disaster unfolds.
The tray contained the food for Officer Brunswick and Dr. Gehrig.
Brunswick's cabin, they said, didn't they? Well, let's go see how Brunswick is faring these days. Well, not very well.
I'm so... Why? Don't break.
Poor man. How bad is it?
He's gravely wounded, but the officer's putting up a fight. We really need to make sure the wound doesn't become infected. Gangrene could pose a serious threat to his condition, especially out at sea.
Please, no, it's precious.
He looks like he should be in a mental asylum, dressed like that with that face.
You're... Stop.
Shh, don't fight it, Rupert.
I was startled. I wondered if Brunswick could eat. I asked if Brunswick was dreaming. Yeah, can he even eat the food? If so, can I have
his meal here, Doctor.
It's unlikely he'll keep anything down in this state. I'll help him eat after I've administered his medicine.
Devon? Oh, Devon, is that you?
Officer, please, don't push yourself so much. You need to rest. Mr. Rensburg, get me my briefcase. I need...
Just tell me how Ian is doing.
I told Brunswick the truth about Ian. I was shocked Brunswick didn't know yet. I urged Brunswick to listen to the doctor. If we tell him the truth, which is what I would prefer to do, he's going to lose the will to live and die. So, we don't tell him, we don't act shocked. Just, listen to Dr. Vomit.
You should really listen to the doctor, sir. You need to rest. I'll just put your soup here for you, so that you can sleep.
That's soup? Jesus Christ. Did you pour any soup into that soup?
I'm not a fool. I know what you're doing. Just tell me already.
Lie.
I'm sure Ian is doing all right now. We had to lock him up, but he's fine. Please get some rest, officer.
Thank God he's safe at least. Are they feeding him well? You should give him my food. Otherwise he...
Rupert, stop straining yourself. I don't want you...
Do it for me, Devon. The captain won't feed him well. Not after what he has done. Please,
Fetch me my briefcase, Mr. Rensburg. Now.
Let me out of bed.
No, you stay put. You're riling yourself up too much and need to calm down. Devon, quickly, a bottle of laudanum. It's in the front pocket of my medical kit.
Several bottles with various pills and ointments were in the side pockets of the bag.
Where is it?
It was a syringe.
Oh, I gotta go backwards like that. That's the laudanum, isn't it? Apparently not.
There was a bandage in the bag.
No, it's definitely here. Okay.
Several bottles with very...
Oh, there.
There was only one bottle of laudanum left in Gerrig's bag, and even that was half empty.
Is this all, Mr. Rensburg? I had another full bottle of this with me.
Are you really sure you had more?
I'm almost 100% positive. I always take a few extra bottles with me on a long journey. Laudanum is a very common mixture of opium and alcohol. It's used for quite a few ailments.
Okay, looks like the return of Detective Devon.
I can't have used them all up already.
Well, we're gonna have to go find them. It's just the bottles might have been stolen. I asked what ailment laudanum was used for. I told Garrick I had no idea where they were. What ailment is it used for?
What kind of ailments would you prescribe laudanum for?
A lot of things, from menstrual cramps to severed limbs. Depending on the dosage, it can be a very strong sedative. Well, if you would, keep an eye out for someone with a flushed face. Laudanum usually makes people blush a little. Now please leave us, Mr. Rensburg. The officer deserves some privacy when I administer his dose.
Where are you going to administer it? So, we haven't...
I needed to go to the Galley. Undra...
Okay. Let's have a look around. Anyone else in here? Hey Caleb, you got a flash face? I see something. Don't look at the game over there. But now I want to watch. Let's read some stuff.
It seemed that many of Lewis's books were about botany and zoology. That is something I hadn't expected to discover about him. He seemed more the religious type to me. A large cupboard was among the senator's furniture. I wondered what skeletons it was hiding.
You see, with Finky's, talking metaphorically, but Devon actually thinks he's got skeletons.
Even with a blue coat, I wasn't allowed to enter the first-class cabins without a clear invitation by one of the passengers. The clockmakers from the province of Switzerland are the finest anywhere in the Protectorate. Of course, the senator owned a particularly fancy grandfather clock of Swiss origin. A strangely shaped object stood in the corner of the gun deck. I couldn't really see what it was, but I had an inkling.
Oh, come on, Devon. It's a piano. Act educated and cultured, like I am.
A particularly large painting was carefully covered with a blanket. I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of those tasteful artistic nudes, like the ones my adoptive father often sold to rich upper-class men of a certain age.
Jesus Christ. Their porn is huge. Look. Comes up to my shoulder.
The door to the cargo hold had been locked shut when we left the capital. It would only be opened again once we finally reached the eastern colonies.
So what's in there? Hello? Any blushing people?
Sometimes people get drunk and rowdy, or they just turn out to be criminals. The place on the Herald where these individuals were kept was called the Brig.
Another reminder of my failure.
Ah, Devon, you're right on time to help Danielle with dinner for the crew. Are you a good cook?
As if anybody can make a decent meal in this kitchen.
Galley, Danielle. You are on a ship, remember?
Really? I almost forgot. I was wondering where all the water came from.
Oh, okay, I like it, Daniel.
Yes, you are still quite wet behind the ears. Now, boys, the water is cooking, and I expect you to make me proud while I clean and set the table. So get a move on and make me a nice stew.
So, Devon, ready to learn how to work miracles?
I was used to not having much. I was eager to learn more. I asked Daniel what he meant. What do you mean, Daniel? Huh? Was that sarcasm, or are you really going to teach me miracles?
I am quite eager to learn anything new. Do tell me what I need to know.
Well, it's less than scraps that we have to deal with here. I saw a few sacks of rice, a bag of potatoes, and a pot of barley. There's also some dried meat and fish on the hooks. And maybe we can do something with those old carrots. They are getting moldy.
It sounds like enough to me.
That should be enough to make a good meal from, don't you think?
Where I come from, it's a crime to prepare dinner without a single piece of fresh produce.
I asked Daniel where he came from. I thought it sounded like a stupid notion. I was shocked that people saw that as a crime.
Where are you from,
Where are
then?
you from, Daniel?
It's a long story, and I'd rather not tell.
I promised I wouldn't tell anyone else. Didn't probe any further. Why don't you want to tell me, Daniel?
Why not? Did something bad happen?
No. Well, yes, but I'd really rather not talk about it. Oh, right. We need a good hearty base for our stew. Could you find me either a bunch of potatoes or a pound of barley? No rice, please. I really hate rice.
There's bread.
Several rolls made by Undra lay untouched on the cutting board. Most likely they were made with the finest grains from capital farms.
Open? Nope. Can I read that?
It was a recipe for Undra's famous butterscotch treats. An entire drawer was devoted to cutlery. It was such a huge mess that I always dreaded opening it.
Okay, not there.
It was a sack of potatoes.
God's sake.
It was a sack of
A
potatoes.
sack of potatoes. Potatoes are delicious in stew. So I decided to take some.
Fresh produce was rare aboard the Herald, but carrots stay good for quite some time when kept high and dry. Alas, the galley did not provide such conditions. To ponder about the true nature of sausage is to see the horror in man's ways.
Well said, Devon. We always underestimate the true majesty of the sausage.
Potatoes, huh? You have good taste. Hey, Devon, that protectorate blue, it really looks too good on you. I mean, why does the captain like you so much?
Jealous?
Why does that matter to you?
It doesn't, Devon. But I have heard about what happened with Ian up on deck. I just never expected the captain to reward you for that.
The promotion isn't a reward. I've definitely realised that.
It wasn't really a reward. The captain just needs someone to keep the passengers content.
I thought so. Not to be rude, but you don't seem to be a perfect fit for a career in the merchant navy. You do look like a good servant, though. The captain must believe that having a steward to preserve some form of etiquette will help keep Morton at bay.
What do you mean like I look like a servant? You being racist? Is it because I'm Indian? Unbelievable. And with that accent, you have no rights to be racist. I wonder what the captain had to fear from Mr. Morton. I admitted Daniel's words made me feel uncomfortable. I thought Daniel was being a bit too honest. Now I want to find out more
Why
information.
would the captain be afraid of Mr. Morton?
We'll say some funny ones later.
Afraid? I don't think so. Our captain just plays along with Martin's game. He moved a pawn, and that pawn is you. Remember that the senator is a powerful man, Devon. I heard he's the brother-in-law of Jonathan Vesey, the regent of the eastern colonies. Even though I don't really like protectorate officials, it is in our best interest to keep him happy. Now, will you please get me some fish or meat for this stew?
Well, the last two stews I've had in real life has been fish, so let's keep going with the fish.
It was a cured fish.
And he's cooking number 2 when you got this.
The salt smell of cured fish. It will go well with some ground chili peppers. You probably love spicy food, right, Devon?
Okay, now that was definitely racist. Stereotyping. Terrible. Terrible. I confirmed that I like spicy food, especially chili. I told Daniel he assumed wrong. I asked to leave the peppers out because I dislike chili. Well,
Even a dash of pepper freshens up most bland protectorate-made dishes. Good chili peppers do wonders.
just because it's stereotype doesn't mean it's not wrong.
Well, it's a shame then that we don't have any aboard the HLV Herald. They would have made this dish a lot more edible.
I assume Daniel must love spicy
I
food.
take it that you like spicy food?
Forget about the spicy food, Dev. Sometimes you suddenly realize that you dearly miss something you left behind. It can be as small as the taste of a tomato salsa prepared with fresh Malagueta peppers. But sometimes it's about other, more significant things.
A lover.
Were you in love with someone?
The peppers grew in my garden, Devon. Every day of summer, a girl I knew would pick the ripe ones at noon, and I would watch her while she did.
Who is she?
Who was she?
Charlize was the property of my father's estate. But there, in that garden, she was free, Devon, singing a song while she picked the malaguetas one by one. When we were together, I completely forgot why I was there and what she really was. A slave girl, forbidden fruit.
I want to know what happened next. I asked Daniel if she liked him too. I was upset to hear about people being property. Yeah.
A person cannot be property. That is just plain wrong, and you know it.
It was not by my choice, Devon. It is how my country maintains a cheap labor force. But I truly loved her, slave or not. After numerous hot-blooded encounters behind a particularly beautiful pepper plant, I one day dared to brag about my exploits to my friends. When father found out, he said I had besmirched our family name, and worse, that of my fiancée. I felt ashamed. I never dared to face Charlize again.
I want to know about your fiancé. I thought it was indecent to brag about something like that. I'd probably do the same, so I accused Daniel of running away from his problems. I want to know about his fiancée. You ran away.
So you ran away because you were ashamed? That's just cowardice.
Hard love.
Have you not listened? She was a black slave girl. Now look at me, Devon. I could never be with her, not where I'm from. If father died, I would have inherited her. It is wrong. It's not how things are supposed to go in the Kingdom of Brazil.
Wait, that's a Brazilian accent. I told Daniel it was good he left Brazil. I felt sorry for Daniel. I advised Daniel to not linger on the past. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. It must have been terrible for you.
Well, the stew is done. Go serve the crew on the twin deck. I'll be right there.
There you go, lads.
So, what you cooked up for us tonight, Andra? Another disappointment?
You alone bring enough of that to the table, Caleb. Besides, I wasn't the one cooking tonight.
If you were not cooking, Undra, who was?
Danielle, together with Devon here, made a fine stew for us.
You trust your kitchen to Ransburg?
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Caleb.
Galley, Caleb. And yes, I do.
Well, it can't be worse than your tasteless grub now, can it?
And the captain, for some reason, trusts you with guns, even though you lose them.
Coming from you, I take that as a compliment.
I'm starving. Fill my bowl right up, Devon. It'd better be good.
Fish again. My guess the tater should make it kinda edible.
You should taste it, Bosun. It's quite an exotic mix of things. I like it. Whose recipe is this anyway?
I took the crew as Daniel's recipe. Yeah, I feel sorry
It's
for him right now.
Danielle's recipe. I merely assisted.
Now, don't lie, Devon. You picked the ingredients.
I knew we were missing someone. What are you sneaking around the deck for all the time?
You were back there? Did you hear any strange sounds? I heard some eerie noises last night from the direction of the cargo hold.
What are you talking about, Rob? The cargo hold is locked while we're at sea. No one can enter till we make port.
But Bosun, I've heard it as well.
Ludlow? Where did...
It was just a few nights back. I was walking to my cabin, and suddenly the air around me went icy cold. Then, out of nowhere, comes this ghostly tune, mesmerizing me as I walk across the 'tween deck. Before I know it, darkness creeps over me. The next thing I remember was waking up in the crow's nest at 3 in the morning.
When I heard it, I could swear there was singing too. We're all doomed, bosun.
Why do I get the feeling he's just winding Robert up? Stop making... He's like the nerdy, socially awkward one, isn't he? Okay, I pity him. If anything happens, we save him. Don't care about any of the other crew. We save Robert. Ludlow, stop making things up.
Stop the tomfoolery, Ludlow. You're making it up, both of you. Ghosts don't exist. That's all nonsense.
He's talking about a siren, Devon. Scary phantoms who lure sailors into their arms and lock them in a deadly embrace. They disguise themselves as women. Hideous women with razor-sharp teeth.
Well, that's good to know, right, Caleb? Even you might have a chance with this girl.
Bah, I don't need no woman. Women only bring bad luck to sailors like us.
Like us? You and I are not in any way alike, Caleb.
I wasn't talking about you, hash slinger. Since when are you a sailor?
Hold your tongue, snake.
Your mother
here we
teach
go
you to show
again.
some respect to your superiors?
You, my superior? I think not.
I own you, Andra. You and the likes of you are in my pocket.
I warn you, Caleb, don't push me.
I take back what I said. A hash slinger can cook. Your grub is tasteless.
I wouldn't want to be you, Caleb. Always so spiteful.
Oh, and remember that time you almost poisoned half the crew?
If there's anyone always poisoning the air with foul language, it's you.
This guy is a fraud, people. Worst cook I've ever known, and I've known bad ones.
Okay. Caleb, I gotta admit, you can throw an insult. Not so much you. But Caleb, I'm impressed. I asked Daniel why Herald and Indra always fight. I wondered if we should stop the fight. It's hilarious.
I can't help but be amused when these two fight. They're so headstrong, both of them.
It's because they're both idiots, Devon.
Officer, why are you here anyway? Are you not eating with the captain tonight?
With the senator as his guest, I'm afraid I will have to eat on my own for a while. But now I need to speak with Devon. In private.
Okay, I think we'll stop it there. Beautiful sunset, beautiful sunset. Yeah. Not much interesting happened. We were a chef and we walked about a bit. But I'm thinking next time something's going to go down now with Ludlow. We're definitely going to hear something important. So wait until then to see. If you liked what you watched, hit the like button and subscribe below.